And finally, here's one that we believe is that I lack boldness. I lack courage. I can't open my mouth. I want to, but I'm just not that bold. It's not a lack of boldness, and it's not a lack of courage. It's a lack of concern, if we're just going to address it for what it really is. Let me paint you a picture. There's a building on fire in Clarion. You're walking along the street, you see it. What is your response? You call the fire department. There's a burning on fire. There's a building and it's on fire. You need to get here and put the fire out. What if someone on the sidewalk says, I think there's someone in there? Are you going to go into that burning building? Some of you would. The average person would not. The average person would say, I've called the fire department. Hopefully they'll be here really fast. You might even hear someone shout, which would increase the urgency. I hope the fire department gets here very, very quickly. But what if it was your child in the building? Now are you going to wait for the fire department? No. You'll die in that fire trying to get that child out. Why? What's changed? Your level of concern. And Christians, we're not being quiet because we lack courage. We're being quiet because we lack concern. We need to open our mouths. We need to ask God to give us His burden for the lost, that we would see the immensity and the enormity of what lies before us as we, as Christ's witnesses, have the hope that can save people from the fire of hell, and we remain silent and we believe lies like this. It's time for us in this room to start embracing the truth. The world doesn't want to hear the hope of Jesus Christ. They are hungry spiritually. And we have what we need inside of us. The power is in the message of the gospel. And what we need is a level of concern that would move us to place ourselves in a place of vulnerability where we might get hurt, and yet we don't care because the gospel has to go out. That's where we've got to get. Paul was willing to die that others might hear the gospel. It's time for us to enter into this as we finish this study in Acts. I don't want you just to know more about the book of Acts. I want you to carry with you a burden and a desire to become the disciple that Jesus is calling us to be.